Let's make a VGC team using only Pokemon from the Hoenn region. If you've kept up with the series so far, you've seen Kanto and Johto give respectable showings in Regulation G. Time to see if Hoenn can step up to the challenge, starting with the creator of the seas, Kyogre. Oh, also, little change in the series. I'm officially making a team for every legendary, so Hoenn will have 3 episodes instead of just 1. It didn't feel right, only giving each region 1 representative.
You'll be free very soon, Kyogre.
Kyogre, it is time!
You captured Kyogre? Kyogre? You captured Kyogre?
Kyogre marks a first for this series. Whereas Johto and Kanto had decently powerful legendaries, Hoenn has the first instances of restricted Pokemon that are truly relevant in the metagame. Kyogre helms the ship in this regard. It is truly quite powerful, even without its primal form in these games. Automatic rain and access to Water Spout will always make Kyogre strong, and today's team pushes that advantage to the max. Starting with Kyogre, we are using a Choice Scarf all-out attacking set. The interesting part comes with its partner in crime, Volbeat. Volbeat serves 2 purposes. First, with the Prankster ability, Thunder Wave, and Tailwind, it offers great speed control. But second, Volbeat also gets access to Tail Glow and Baton Pass. If given time to set up, Volbeat can bring Kyogre into the battle at +3 special attack. It's gimmicky, but when it works, Kyogre is even more of a menace than usual. The rest of the team covers Kyogre's weak spots. Shiftry and Blaziken finish the Fire Water Grass core, with Windrider and Speed Boost offering different avenues to offensive pressure. Flygon is a crucial ground type in a metagame with Miraidon running around wreaking havoc, and Registeel is a runaway threat in any given endgame with Iron Defense and Body Press. Beyond the Baton Pass gimmick, this team is really quite solid. Good speed control, strong attackers, type diversity. I'm excited to show you what it can do. Without further ado, let's dive into Hoenn's first try at regional excellence. Okay, Whimsicott can cause some problems for us. I don't hate Volbeat up front though. We have to be worried about Encore. I like Shiftry up front. I like Kyogre in the back for a possible sweep. And we could even bring Blaziken here. Registeel also, the more I think about it, makes a lot of sense. It's a real nice matchup into most of their physical Pokemon. Okay, Rillaboom Whimsicott is fascinating. And actually not that scary, which is nice to see. I think let's start with Tailwind, makes the most sense. Could just fake out Whimsicott, see if they're Covert Cloak. That'll give us a little bit of intel. Huge damage too on a crit, that's really nice. They fake out Volbeat, and my bet is that we're both Covert Cloak. I'm faster, which is really important. Or they attacked. One of those two. And they flinch. Okay, so they're not Covert Cloak. Tail Glow now if we wanted to. I say we do. And let's knock off Rillaboom. And let's see if they start trying to get cheeky with Encore. We're slowly approaching what could be a really nice middle game for us with Kyogre. But Rillaboom's the big problem. Okay, they Tailwind. Good to know. Knockoff comes out. Huge damage. And their AV. That's really good. And they would hammer Shiftry. Interesting. I say we go for the Baton Pass. And we knock off Rillaboom. And this could work. Depends on all of the attack order, whether they go for Encore, etc., etc. Okay, doesn't look like they went for Encore. Well, actually, we don't know. This alone could be massive, depending on what comes in. Oh, this is huge. Now, even if they Encore, we're fine. And they don't. That's awesome. Had a voice crack. I was so excited about the fact they didn't Encore me. And this is it. I think this is the Kyogre game. Kyogre comes out. Choice Scarfs, don't forget. Oh, but they Moonblasted Shiftry. Oh, they were too fast for me. Oh, that's awful. It depends largely on whether or not they are Focus Sash, Calyrex. Not time to Terra yet. I say we just Water Spout and Thunder Wave Calyrex. Makes the most sense. Maybe it made the most sense to Thunder Wave Whimsicott. Oh, it did. Oh, that's a real bummer. Leech Seed. Okay, luckily they miss. So they have a really weird set on that thing. Okay, now they know where I stand. And surely they're gonna like switch in Rillaboom or something. Okay, and that's awesome. That right there is the power of Kyogre. That's crazy. Okay, Tailwind's out, but theirs is too, right? So Rillaboom is coming in, surely. Yep, makes sense. I think it makes the most sense to just Terra Grass here and Water Spout, if I had to guess. And then Thunder Wave on the Calyrex. How many turns of Tailwind? 1 turn. Cool. I say we go for it all. I might be throwing right now, but let's try. I want to believe too that they're definitely going to Grassy Glide and not fake me out, because surely they go for damage here. This could be an epic throw. Okay, they do glide. That's perfect. Oh, and I made the perfect call. We hit Thunder Wave, and we are going to be taking some KOs here, ladies and gentlemen. That's perfect. Okay, that was a huge call. Fake out would have ended me, but they got greedy with damage, and they're not Sash Calyrex. And +3 Kyogre is a menace. Perfect. 3 KOs for Kyogre, and we have gotten the baton pass strategy off. I am very pleased about that. Okay, Urshifu is last, and we're gonna click Water Spout and Tailwind. Ah, but they forfeit. That's probably where the Sash was. Okay, a no restricted team. Sounds good. Now it'll just be embarrassing if I lose. And let me say it's very possible that I will, especially with that Ogerpon Wellspring hanging around. And Amoonguss, those are both huge problems for my team. Maybe we angle for a Blaziken game. Now maybe a Registeel too. This sounds kind of cool. And then Kyogre, just get rid of weather effects, and Shiftry with Sash sounds pretty nice. Yeah, let's do that. This sounds like fun. Okay, Ninetales Amoonguss. Interesting. What to do? Swords Dance, why not? And just switch to Kyogre. Deny them weather. My heart says they're gonna sleep Registeel too. If I'm wrong, then I'll not lose on the spot per se, but just be in a bad spot. I didn't want to burn my Terra yet. Okay, rain comes down. And Amoonguss just Rage Powders. Cool, good. Aurora Veil. Yep, good. And we are cooking. This is great. Swords Dance. Perfect. And we are getting some speed off the ground too. Could Swords Dance again. Don't think I need to. Let's Flare Blitz and Water Spout. Surely they switch. Yep, good. And with the Swords Dance, it's just going to be essentially neutral damage on Amoonguss. Water Spout doesn't matter. Get a little chip down. Yeah, that's fine. Flare Blitz comes out. And it does pick up the KO. Good job, Blaziken. If we hadn't Swords Dance that turn, we would have been in a lot more trouble. And we are getting really fast now. Okay, Ninetales is out. Surely just Aurora Veil. But interestingly, they have now gotten rid of that weather that's was gonna weaken my Flare Blitzes. So I kind of feel good just to ignore Ogerpon for this turn. Why not? And that was a terrible, terrible idea. Man, and 1 turn has suddenly turned this whole thing around. Especially, yep, there goes Blaziken. All right, so what to do now that we're in a really, really bad spot? That is the question. Registeel makes a lot of sense here. What did we knock out? Amoonguss? Yeah, Registeel actually sounds great. Good. They're gonna get Aurora Veil up. We're just gonna Iron Defense. Maybe go to Shiftry, to be honest. Now it's a game of getting iron defenses up. Registeel's not afraid of Ninetales. And we've gotten rid of sleep pressure, which is also great. Shifter's in. Aurora Veil comes up. That's totally fine. We're playing a stall game now. What we are worried about is the fact that Ivy Cudgel has a high crit rate. That is what's going to make or break this for us. Okay, Registeel's looking really nice. I say we go again, and we fake out that Ninetales. If we're ever in too much trouble, we can always Terra our Registeel, but that puts us in danger of Ninetales. Okay, Terra's coming out. Probably Ogerpon if I had to guess. No, Ninetales Ghost? Water. This is interesting. I think both of us have been sort of looking past each other in this game in terms of what the other one wants. Fake Out comes out, breaks a sash. Probably just Light Clay though. Okay, and Ivy Cudgel, let's see, 1 chance to crit. Doesn't happen. Iron Defense comes off and leftovers will repair most of that. And now we slow play a bit. We're gonna protect with our Shiftry so as not to lose any turns. And I think we start body pressing that Ninetales. Let's see. Okay, they don't protect Ninetales, probably because they're just trying to snipe off Sniftry. Yep, Blizzard. If they freeze me, I mean, that's a game over. We're playing against freezes and crits, but that is simply the nature of sort of stall tactics like this. This isn't stall particularly though, because Iron Defense is a huge offensive tool, as you can see right there. Great job. And now we've opened up opportunities to Terra our Registeel, depending on what's in the back, which is awesome. Okay, Arcanine, perfect. Sounds good. Registeel can't lose stats. Shiftry down. Okay, here, the Terra's very tempting. And maybe we protect. Surely they target down Registeel is what I'm thinking. We'll get a little leftovers back too. And I have to imagine they doubled it. Flare Blitz. Because like, what else are you gonna do, right? Let's see. Ah, no, okay, they did go for the KO on Shiftry. Kudos to them, good call. But now things are very, very dangerous for them. Yeah, I don't see any way they have out of this because even though they have Water Absorb on their Ogerpon, we can Terra our Registeel, and that Arcanine is just in a lot of danger. Especially now that we've removed our weakness from Registeel to fire. So I'm gonna flex a bit, go for another Iron Defense, and let's just go for Water Spouts. The combination of Rain plus Terra Grass is just, it's just gonna come down to like crazy number of crits if they're going to win. And I'm very happy with how we played this. This has been a somewhat routine dismantling. So that was one of the risks we ran into. This is why we're just Iron Defensing again, rather than doubling. They might even KO Kyogre, but I'm just not convinced that it matters. Horn Leech, got it. And I'm gonna throw out a wager that I think even with that little HP, Water Spout's gonna do a lot. Should've just Origin Pulse though. In hindsight, that makes a lot of sense. Good, and now it's time to Body Press and Water Spout. Ogerpon, it's hilarious, is like a very hard check into Kyogre, but it doesn't really matter sometimes. Rock Slide, okay, so flinches are their out. I see. I mean, if they flinch here and then they crit with a fire type attack, I think they would win. Look at that, look how little that does, that's crazy. And we don't flinch. Good game. I just don't. They would need essentially 2 crits in a row with Ogerpon's Ivy Cudgel, which is not impossible, but not particularly likely. If I'm gonna play optimally, I should protect here. Kind of looks like I'm almost bad mannering here, but not the case. U-turn. Look at that. Wouldn't even know it was super effective. And through Aurora Veil, we take a KO. That is the power of +6 Registeel. Not an easy game per se, but sort of got the job done. Okay, Terrapagos team is a scary team, and Whimsicott is never good to see. I think we'll go our usual Shiftry Volbeat. Is there an argument for Registeel here? I think so, actually. Registeel looks really nice into a lot of these. And Kyogre. Late game Registeel, depending on the circumstances, could be really nice. Okay, Whimsicott Terapagos could be way, way worse. Not worried about it so far. Could Tailwind. Not really sure I need to right now, though it does make a lot of sense. Yeah, let's Tailwind. And we'll fake out Terapagos, prevent it from doing anything particularly useful this turn. For a second I was like, what is going on? Is that fake out not gonna work? Good. I suspect, but they taunt, really? I could have Terra Darked there. That is a real bummer. Okay, now they're in a pretty decent position here. We go Registeel, and I think that we probably just knock off whatever's on this. Okay, let's save our Terra, because if Whimsicott hangs around too long, we can always Terra Dark if we need to. And Registeel's a very safe switch in here. Encore, perfect. Can't do that. Knock off. Terra Shell again. But we will get rid of those leftovers, and Calm Mind's my bet. I highly suspect Calm Mind coming out. Yes, okay, good. With Sash though, and Registeel being a resist, I'm not super worried. I know exactly what's gonna happen this next turn. They're gonna taunt my Registeel. So I'm just gonna go for Body Press and I think Leaf Blade. They could protect, but it doesn't buy them too much. But they do taunt, that's perfect. Okay, good. And they haven't gotten much done here. Leaf Blade comes out, big damage. Calm Mind again. They did not think that I was just gonna raw Body Press, which is huge. That's something I'm really banking on. And let's see how much Registeel does with base defense. Perfect, and we take the KO, that's awesome. Okay, so they haven't actually gotten anything done, which is great. And we still have our Focus Sash intact on Shiftry. They were sort of over mind gaming here, and we benefited. Okay, now it's Rillaboom time, and so we're quickly learning that Registeel has a real nice matchup into this end game here. So we're gonna get it out of here, and I think we'll just protect. And they forfeit. Okay, good. It's a good win. Good win to get. They were playing way too aggressively, not thinking about the fact that I would just suspect them to taunt again. All right, Miraidon is not the mon we like to see in this one. We need to get more proactive into Miraidon too. I think leading Flygon into these matchups makes a lot of sense. Flygon Shiftry sounds nice. Kyogre sounds good. And then Registeel. I think this is a no Tailwind kind of game, crazy as that sounds. My lead is much more anti-Trick Room, but having Flygon out also is nice. Okay, so it was the Trick Room lead. So feeling pretty good about my choices here. We gotta get rid of this Farigiraf. That is for sure. Let's see, do they Terra? If they don't Terra, we're looking really good. If they do Terra, we are looking really bad. But they don't burn their Terra turn 1. Okay, so we have a real good chance here. It's good. Full denial turn 1. Bam. Oh, that's perfect range in case they were Berry. And let's see, can knock off take it? Yes, it can. Okay, great job lead. I absolutely got the lead right here. Now we gotta close. Electric Seed, interesting. So they could have switched there for the defense raise, and I think I would have been in some trouble. Oh, Whimsicott's next. Wow, this is fascinating. Okay, we have to preserve Flygon. That is part 1 of this. So let's go into Registeel. And frankly, Whimsicott's a lot of trouble for us. I kind of like just knock off Ursaluna, because they're probably going to Terra Normal if I had to guess. Could be Throat Spray though, in which case Leaf Blade was always better. But I feel like Life Orb's more common these days. I don't really know. But let's remember our win condition, which is Flygon is absolutely needed for that Miraidon in the back. And when we time our Terra too is going to be essential. Okay, Registeel in. Encore, perfect. That's great. And let's get whatever item that is gone. Life Orb, good. Is they Blood Moon? That's okay. More than okay. They crit Blood Moon, but that's still fine. I feel like the odds that they try to just taunt my Registeel are exceedingly high. Do we lose if Whimsicott's out with Miraidon? I'm not sure, to be honest. Let's find out. Do they burn their Terra? That's question 1. Okay, so we could have gone after. That's tough. My Protect play would have been great. And they don't even taunt. So I could have Iron Defense. Well, no, they have Encore. Okay, Shiftry's down. But we're not looking that bad. Yeah. Okay. We have really nice plays here. Kyogre's in. Since we're Choice Scarf, they can't. I don't think Tailwind will make them faster than my max speed Kyogre. No, they're definitely min speed. I'm just putting it out there. There's no way that they're not on this team archetype. Let's see. I could have thrown, but I don't. Perfect. That is awesome. And we will get rid of Whimsicott too. And this could not have gone better. Now we just have to win, which is a wholly different proposition. Provided, I mean, obviously this will KO. Whimsicott's not very bulky. And now we play to beat Miraidon. 3-on-1 sounds great, but I'm not gonna lie, they have a lot of tricks to try to get through my team. Actually, I kind of like Iron Defense and then go into Flygon, but what are the odds that they read me doing that? That's what I'm really worried about. I think we have to take that risk. Do they forfeit? God, that would be nice right about now. Ah, they don't. They're smart. Okay. I'm playing the two very different endgames here. Ah, and they got it right. Except they did drop their special attack, which is huge. That's actually really, really nice. So they got the read right, but I'm not sure that helps them. Bada boom. And now we can actually play to a Registeel win, I believe, because now we know that their electric type attacks are weak. Actually, I say we Iron Defense again. This might have been a throw. I think playing to Registeel probably made the most sense, especially if this is Terra Fairy. If it's Terra Electric, we're fine. And it is. Okay, cool. I think we are good. Though I could have been smarter and just Origin Pulsed. Also depends on who they target. Interesting if I hadn't switched, Flygon definitely was cruising to a win here. Okay, they Draco Meteor again. We're fine. Yeah, does a lot of damage, but I don't think they're playing the right way. Well, sorry, not like the right way, but I don't think to a win here. Freeze at any time wins, and now we'll start going for damage with Registeel. Good. They would need essentially exceptionally good luck to win here, and I don't think that's on the cards. Draco Meteor, and it misses. Danger of 90% accurate moves. Ice Beam comes off, and Registeel will finish it for us. And a good demonstration of what this team can do in the right circumstances. Nice. +4 Registeel with Body Press. So strong. Perfect. Thanks for the game, David. Love that trainer card, though. Well, they didn't do anything, so we should pick up a KO on Kyogre. And Leaf Blade comes out, so... Oh, they're Sash Kyogre. No, they're not. They just survive on one. That's crazy. No, really? Water Ursaluna? I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, and their Kyogre has Protect, so that is probably the worst case scenario. We really need to hit Origin Pulse here. That would be step one towards getting a win. Let's see. Origin Pulse comes off, and we miss Ensign. Okay, that is game. This is good. Let's just not miss. Come on, Volbeat for the team. Oh, the worst possible case. Really? Ah, come on. Show me Taunt or Encore. Oh, okay. Damn, they got me good. Okay, the first of 3 Hoenn teams. And it was pretty fun. What wasn't the best team in the world? Something I realized into playing this team is that it's really hard to get a Pokemon to do a few different crucial things at once. And Volbeat had to be Tailwind support, as well as more speed control with Thunder Wave. But then that contrasted highly with the Tail Glow Baton Pass strategy that requires it obviously to switch out. And it's not the bulkiest Pokemon in the world, and it can be countered by a number of different things. So it sounds great in theory, but when you need it to both be your speed control and your sort of setup strategy, you quickly run into, it's hard to do all those things unless you run into like a very specific matchup or a player plays it in a very specific way. However, I will say I love Hoenn. God, it's so much fun. So many of the Pokemon I feel like are so embedded in my mind as being one of the first games that I played growing up. Registeel also, as a side note, looks great in this game. Look at that little like per lesson effect. And they do such a good job of conveying its size in a way that I feel like you didn't have in Sword and Shield. Really imposing on the field when you see it. And I love the effect of the eyes going out when it sleeps too. I know that's been around for a little bit. Anyway, Hoenn. Oh, also side note. Sorry, this has been a little bit of a shorter episode. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I've had to cut out so many coughs from this recording, but I wanted to get something out over the long July 4th holiday, if you celebrate. By that, I mean, I guess if you're American, but you know what I mean. Anyway, back to the team. Quick thoughts on Kyogre. It's obviously super, super strong. I don't need to go into over explanation explaining that Kyogre is good. It's been good for about as long as it's been legal in any of the VGC formats. Having a spread 150 base power water type attack in Water Spout when you're at full HP is exceptional. And it always pairs nicely with Tailwind support. It's always a great user of Choice Scarf. And with Terra Water, I know I didn't use it in this one, it just gives it even more options. So yeah, it's great. Obviously, you have to plan around the strong electric types in the format, like Miraidon, but that's doable, and that's been done for, a couple of generations at this point. So Kyogre is great. I really wanted to do something a bit unusual with the tail glow strategy. We only got to see it once, but if it does work, your restricted mon being at +3 special attack is nuts. So even if you have to rely on Origin Pulse, it is super, super strong. Let's talk about the other team members really quick. I love Flygon. Who doesn't? Blaziken's a favorite of mine. I've used a number of Iron Defense Body Press Pokemon across like my VGC Reject series. Golem comes to mind, and they're always way better than you're imagining. If you just like play around Taunt, they are awesome. And Registeel is probably the best of them, at least at the moment. Shiftry, good Pokemon. Wind Rider, Fake Out, fairly strong as it is, gave it so much new life in Generation 9. And so this was my first time sort of using it in this new found light, and it was really, really fun. Finally, Volbeat. Having 2 Prankster Tailwind setters to your region is a really, really nice thing that is going to be helpful when I make completely new teams for Groudon and Rayquaza. So super grateful, and has a really nice pool of moves. Excuse me. And yeah, it's just surprisingly good. Bug's obviously a really bad type, and it's like not super bulky or anything. But when you have a good set of moves, it's on a Prankster Mon, it's always going to be decent. And even though we have better Prankster Mons these days, which is why we don't see a Mon like Volbeat or Illumis, it doesn't mean that it still isn't good. But yeah, just really fun team to start with. I love Hoenn. It has such tell me if you agree, like a design coherency. Like these Mons all look like Hoenn Mons, and that's something that I really think is cool about the region, and I think makes it such a strong pool of Pokemon to pick from. But yeah, Groudon will be next. Expect that somewhat soon. I'm gonna crunch really hard to get this video out as fast as I can. But to that end, if you've kept up with the very ends of my videos, this is by far the earliest that I've recorded one. This is, I started at like 11 a.m., which for me is very, very early in terms of starting to do anything productive. So just wanted to throw that in there. But I won't drag this on too much longer. Thanks for watching. As always, if you want, coughing through my outro. As always, if you want to hear more, liking and subscribing helps a lot, helps the channel. We'll keep you in the loop. I promise I will be bringing VGC Rejects back. I know I have to use Yanmega. I just wanted to get this one off the ground. Send your Groudon ideas. I have a team tentatively made, but would be happy to incorporate some other stuff. Your Rayquaza ideas are also appreciated. And yeah, let me know if you're excited for the future episodes. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.